So Bangum Smurf and Tony Yayo have now confirmed in different interviews that 50 Cent and Supreme actually met up in New York. They were talking. I have to I have to assume this was in the times of 50 versus Murder Inc. And Supreme had taken his hand and put it on 50's head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like a father figure type thing, I would have to assume. You know what I mean? You can give your thoughts on that in a second. I'd have to say it was kind of more like a father figure type of thing. So Supreme then gets 50 does the same thing to Supreme. 50 takes his hand and puts it on Supreme's head, his elder's head. This has basically been confirmed by Yayo in an interview and Bangum Smurf. I did the interview first with Bangum Smurf confirming it, I do believe. Um, this right here, man, to me is an ultimate level of disrespect to the point where Supreme McGriff was probably like, all right, this is not going to be the type of person that is going to listen to reason. This is the type of person that wants to eclipse me. This is the type of person that wants to be me and more. Therefore, it's not going to work with the two of us. Therefore, that's why they say sometimes there can be too many egos. You know what I mean? There's too many what is it? Too many Indians, not enough chiefs. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can have too many cooks in the kitchen. You know what I mean? Sometimes there's too many
Facts.
people who want to be the leader. And because I would always think in my mind, like, why would Supreme have been working with Ja Rule? Why wouldn't he have just been working with Ja Rule and 50? Why not tackle both markets, like a mainstream market as well as the street market? But let me give your thoughts on that as well, Twiz, because that's kind of a
Okay.
crazy situation that happened in the hood.
So Supreme putting his hand on 50 head. Out Philly, we call it he young balling them. Like he giving them the young boy treatment. Out New York, that's like saying that's my little man. If you ever heard a person from New York, and they're like, oh, that's my little man, and the person they saying it to, like, oh, I'm not your little man. That's like young balling them. So right then and there, the reason why 50 did that, it was like because I know you're getting money and all of that, but I respect you for what you're doing, but I'm my own man, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You might be a couple years older than me, whatever the situation is, but don't play with me like you play with none of these other young boys. I'm different. Right there, that made a mark, and that made a mark for Supreme. As however Supreme felt about it, deep down in his heart, Supreme had a certain respect for him because he used to the younger guys to get him the little man treatment. You know what I mean? Where people knew what time it was with Supreme, but 50 wasn't going for it. So that showed him, you're not gonna tell me where to hustle, what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm my own man. And if it boils down to it, I'm gonna stand on my own 2 feet. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? That's how I see it. Where 50 was making the mark, like, no, I'm different. I'm ready for whatever. I'm gonna get rich or die trying. And as far as Supreme rocking with Ja Rule, I think that at that time, Ja Rule, now I know for a fact Ja Rule was a bigger national artist than 50. When Ja Rule was smoking stuff before him and 50 had the back and forth, people saw Ja Rule like he gonna be here forever. You know what I mean? He was the bad. And that's the goal in the streets that especially a lot of people, whether they are a part of a rapper entourage, whether they're putting money up and investing into these rappers, they look at them like this is my legal exit right here. You know what I'm saying? Ja Rule was his legal exit at that time. And they had already had the agreement that they had. Yeah, I mean, if the shoe was on the other foot, he probably would have tried to go at 50, but who knows? 50 probably wouldn't have had like 50 street credibility was way bigger than Ja Rule's street credibility. Only history proves itself because Ja Rule had somebody like Supreme where if it was an issue, he would run and get Supreme. Whereas though 50, was dealing with stuff himself. 50, I never heard of a story of 50 going to get anybody for any of his issues or any of his situations. So that's just the line right there where Ja Rule was a straight up rapper. 50 was a true certified street guy.
Well, with all due respect, Ja Rule wasn't really marketing the fact that he was working with Supreme all that much. You know,
Well,
when Pain is Love was out and they were dropping I'm Real and you know what I mean? They're dropping I'm Real and all that. They weren't really marketing Ja Rule so much as a gangster. You know, even they weren't really marketing him as a gangster. I mean, I can't really say that they were marketing him that whether they were eclipsing that behavior and going on to the mainstream lifestyle.
exactly. And that's the point right there. He never marketed himself as a gangster because he wasn't a gangster. And there's nothing wrong with that. Ja Rule was in his own lane. But at the same time, when you come from certain cities or certain areas, you got to come back home. Who wants to come? Ja Rule don't want to come to New York in his own city or even in his own hood and got to worry about guys robbing him. Got to worry about guys trying to extort them. So those type of artists, they normally have someone around them that can diffuse the situation. That's like speaking about like somebody like Drake and Jay Prince. You know, nobody ever looked at Drake as no type of street guy, but he felt as though you got somebody like Jay Prince in your corner. If somebody try to take my jewelry, who I'm going to reach out to, Jay Prince. And it's the same way with Ja Rule and Supreme.